again de coconut. Do anyone you can think of. Switch feet. And then just lead, 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 lead. Okay? That's it. Here, well, I'm lying. There's a little shifting of the hips. So I'm trying to ground myself. Right. And then just expand, contract, expand. No. So, just find your foundation and just stretch. So I don't do it well, but I'm trying to stretch my spine a little bit. And you can just grow. Okay? Try to get
People are backing up to like do something here, but it's really not clear that they're going to survive other than he gives you an incredible break. So we're just going to practice this again using our hips to drive the technique. We did a lot of Aikikai before. You can do this any way you want, but think about your center and how your hips are connected. Most of it looks good. Some people are keying off this first part. That's good. So what am I doing here? Maybe you got an idea. You do, right? But that's the hard part, right? I mean, he gets to see it, but what about the rest of you? Hello, what am I doing here? Connecting them. What does that mean? Finding his center. I like that. How am I finding his center? Right. Okay. So, but here's the interesting question, right? If I do this, I feel at center. But when I do this, he does that, right? I mean, what's the difference between what I did and he did? Right. Right. Exactly. Who knows? Right. There is no difference, right? So, I mean, he's grabbing, but you know. Right. So if I do this, I've connected to his center, but I've immediately connected him to my center. Right. So that's not a useful thing. Right? So I'm connected to his center with this side. All right. So I am hitting him with this hip, not with this hip. This hip means that's the hip he's hitting me with. Right? And it's not really that I'm ingressing into his space. So if I come into here, he should hit me in the face because I moved in range. So I'm connecting in some sense virtually with this side. So my whole body, my center is engaged now. Right? He doesn't really have the option to hit me now. Okay? All right. So then I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass that point. So it's not that I pull this around. You know, in Chinese martial arts, it's the saying, you push with your hands and you pull with your feet. And that's very obscure, I have to say. But it really comes back to exactly what Seam said for the first 2 hours, which is the hip has to drive the connection. So if I connect into here and then do this, where I'm pulling him, the hip, there's no strength in that. So I'm passing my block and pushing this way. Okay? And I really don't even have to move him to do that. So once I'm in here, now I can hit him with this hip again. Boom, right? So, whoa! Okay, that was perhaps a little more than we wanted. We'll move on here. Okay, so I connect here, I pass the block, I'm connected here, and I'm not pushing on him because this involves pulling with my hip and my shoulder. And it's okay, but it's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for pushing to this side. All right, so let's give this another shot. I realize it's dull to do the same thing over and over, but right? Okay, everybody knows how to do it, right? So this will just destroy what's left of my shoulders, because this is me pulling, right? This is me pulling with my sort of with my hip, sort of really me just leaning on Eric and hoping that he goes, right? And there's just exactly no hope of that working. So again, I'm going to come to this position here. So I'm sitting on the back foot. I haven't pushed on Eric. I haven't signaled in any way that I'm trying to do Ikkyo. I'm just creating a space for the rest of me. Okay. And then when I move forward, I really, really don't want to be doing this. I know Ikkyo looks like that kind of, but this is a lot of work and it's fraught with peril from down here. So I would really rather have a clean space to go into. So I'm here. Right? Eric is halfway on this side of my body, halfway on this side. Then I can walk in and I can do the pin and look good on the test and stuff. But I'm just setting him to my edge. Notice what happens to his other hand. When the hand hits the mat, I can be relatively assured that he needs that for something, and therefore he's off balance in that direction. This is particularly true in the freestyle again. You see the guy coming in, you panic, and even if you get it, what we see on the side is, your shoulders are up, you're jumping into the space, your hips are somewhere back there. So you really want to do this as if you're just working on your posture. Now, this is my posture is terrible. So this is my runway model thing here. I'm getting ready to do the catwalk anytime. So let's again do this first move here. Boom, I'm hitting with this hand. And there are other ways to do Ikkyo, but I'm just going to do that for now. You're going to move him across so that this is a clean line towards him. And then finish or don't finish as you see. I wanted to show this is kind of hard to do. But I think it's a really good exercise because all I'm working on is extending from my center. So I'm going to drop her here, basically. So what has to happen to do this? Number one, if I do anything, if I do anything that telegraphs what I'm doing here, she's fine, she's happy, she's good. Okay, so I'm bringing her as part of my body, and I'm making, I'm making my spine longer. Okay? I'm basically expanding. Not that I need to expand more, but I'm expanding into this space from inside out. Okay? So I'm not expanding by doing this. That's okay, but this is sort of high, right? So I'm expanding by coming into this space. All right? So super simple. You can definitely master this in the 7 minutes we have left. Let's grab a new partner. That's good, but tests are not what you want to look at. You want to look at what was shown in the first 2 hours. And there was a whole lot of, little different techniques there. But if you can identify the one thing that was in common with all those techniques and do that thing, I guarantee your next test is going to look twice as good as your last test. A round of applause.